What if I were to tell you that the black race or the black culture is trash? How would you feel about that statement? Would that statement offend you, or would you just simply agree with it? There's a famous YouTuber that says otherwise. It says that the black culture is trash. Let's tune in right now and see what he got to say after the introduction.
Talking about, bro? We really just going all over the map.
No, we not. Hold on, Anton. Hold
When
on.
we getting back to brass tacks,
Face mode.
no, because I heard a lot saying and what I said and what I didn't
Hold on
say.
1 second, bro. Hold on 1 second, please. Allow me just 1 second.
Go ahead.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I just want to set the foundation so that we're all on the same page in terms of what culture is, and then we can move the conversation forward.
Don't nobody care about culture. When it came down to it, I said what I said. Black culture is trash. It's still trash. And I don't. And when it comes back down to it, it's like, it reminds me of back when I was a little kid, and we so worried about what other people think of us instead of being worried about what the true problem is.
We're not.
And the real problem is your whole argument is based off of what you think that Amira thought, and the fact that we had our trash out in front of other people. You ain't say nothing about the fact that no.
Okay.
Nope. Because you talked the whole time, and I was watching, and I was paying attention, and I thought. time and I was watching and I was paying attention and I
Okay.
thought I was going to have a good night and just enjoy myself and enjoy the draft and all of that. But I decided to go ahead and head back to the crib and have this conversation because, again, this echoes back to the same conversation that I was having with Kay, and that I don't care about what nobody else think. One of the beauties of or the beautiful things about my life is that I've been largely able to overcome so many obstacles because I started to stop worrying about what other people perceived me as and start focusing on the results. And I don't see anybody here having a conversation about what it is that we need to do differently. We're just concerned about what other people think of us.
Sure.
And that's the same mindset and the same strategy and tactics that have us in the same space that we're in today. Because it reminds me of my family back in the day, in that they were more concerned about whether or not the neighbors perceived us as negative, and they were less concerned about whether or not they were actually trash and doing trash things. And so we act like the world don't already see us. We act like Amira can't see this program and that she haven't been watching it prior to her getting on the program, as though it changes the dynamic or the narrative of anything. And instead of us trying to observe and try to meld the two cultures to see what it is that we can learn from each other, we're trying to put words in her mouth. Rilla is talking for her. All of this other nonsense, she can speak for herself. And I said what I said. Our culture is still trash, and it hasn't changed. And y'all not saying anything to the contrary. Only thing y'all saying is we shouldn't put it on in front of everybody else. Do they do it in your culture? So on and so forth. What's the real result? What's the real issue that y'all have a problem with, other than the fact that y'all didn't like the fact that Amira was shooting 10 for 10? She didn't miss one shot yesterday. And y'all gonna get mad at me for saying that she didn't miss a shot, instead of getting mad at the fact that y'all was missing shots all night long and y'all couldn't defend your points, and she was racking it.
Let me speak, Anton, if I can. Okay, so one thing that we disagree with is that you are willy-nilly happy to talk about anything in front of other people that's not in culture. That's great. We already know that that's where me and you disagree. That's fine. Amira can talk about whatever that she wants, but we're talking about a particular culture. And to have someone on our panel that we say it's trash in a culture that will look at you as a Black man as trash is a problem. And I know, because
I'm winning.
Hold on, no. I'll let you speak.
I'll
let
Who's
you.
it a problem for, Courtney? Who is it a problem for?
Anton, I'm gonna speak. Okay, and it might not be a problem for you, but for me, that represents for Black love and Black folks to come together, and that we have someone on there that culture legitimately looks at you as beneath them as a Black man. They have words when they're in the you go over there
again. You still concerned about what somebody else thinks,
because they do.
I don't care what nobody else thinks. I only care about the results.
You're not the only one in the Anton,
she never said that though, Courtney.
You're not. Hold on.
You're not putting words in her mouth. We're gonna let her rock. We're gonna let her hang herself. Go ahead.
That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to worry about whatever no one thinks about you. That's fine. But guess what? They have a code. And then legitimately, the old school Muslims from Lebanese have a code. And I read about it, and I heard about an old man that told me about that. He said it's an honor code that they have, that they will not speak ill will on their women nor men at all to anyone. They will hide it, and they do, because they have a particular prestige that they want to have. They'll deal with it at home like normal families do, but they not airing their business out. You won't see not a white man, white woman, Mexican. You won't see that at all.
But outside of this show, women do it all the time.
I don't care about that.
We're talking about culture.
You air your business out every single day, and you sitting here talking about what somebody else is paying attention to. You sat here on this platform and aired your whole life out, and now you gonna sit here.
That was my decision. No. It's not
right,
you're right.
And it's my decision. Now it's my decision to say what I'm gonna say. I didn't sit here and criticize you. You're right. I am gonna say it. I didn't sit here and criticize you. The one thing I never do, Courtney, is tell you what you gonna have to do. I don't have an opinion. I let you choose for yourself because you're your own grown person. And the only thing that I care about is giving you a voice to voice whatever it is that you say. Every conversation that you and I have offline is, Courtney, what do you want to do? Courtney, what do you feel is best? Now, you can't sit around here and be hypocritical and then turn around on me and tell me what I'm supposed to say in front of everybody after you sat there and aired your whole life out, and then gonna sit here and tell us that we making our culture look trash in front of everybody else.
Sir,
how does that make sense?
I did not say that you can say or not say anything. What I said is that if I have a problem with something, I'm gonna say it because I am an adult, and we do have a difference of opinion, and it's okay. You can believe something and I can believe something, but if I have a problem with what you have to say, act like I'm not gonna say it. And I did. I didn't say you could. I couldn't. I never said.
Hold on, you guys.
Hold on. No. I never said that you couldn't say something. I never said you couldn't say something. But what you said before, you've always said this, don't be surprised about the comments. Because when you say something, it opens yourself up, like me as well, to get pushback and just comments on it. When I opened up my life, when I opened up my life, of course I got pushed back. When you say certain stuff, you gonna get pushed back too. And you got pushback from me. So what?
You're right, but you're still wrong. And you still can't stand on your point.
But I've been very consistent. When you brought
consistently wrong on this specific point.
When you brought the white little lady on here, I said the exact same thing. When you bring anybody, I'm going to say the exact same thing. That's my stance.
Again, it don't matter.
My stance is
your stance is against the person and what they look like, and not their point.
No, it's
and
not.
That's what makes you wrong. No, it's when somebody says something.
Called in the Middle East.
I don't care.
I know you don't care.
I don't
you don't
care.
care.
Wait.
Hold on, you guys. Hold on.
I don't care.
Again,
what it comes back down to.
I do.
When it comes back, no, I'm about to say this last point, and then Amira, you can say it. What it comes back down to is that the argument that Courtney has against people is what they look like and whether or not that's relevant and what it is that they're saying. And she's not arguing against their point. She's arguing against their culture.
I think she's not about what she looks.
Okay. We need to let Amira talk now. We need to let.
I think Courtney.
Hold on, Kay.
Fair culture situation.
Hey, we don't need you to this. Courtney can defend herself. She's
I'm not.
People. Come on, let's let Amira talk. Go ahead, Amira.
I hear all of you out, and I can't speak for I can't speak for everyone.
What do y'all
Look,
think?
Courtney's talking about something that people call.
What do y'all think about this? Do you think Anton had a valid point? Or do you think Courtney, she had a valid point, talking about culture, talking about the black culture? All right, so let me go ahead and give y'all a little bit of clarity what was going on with this particular segment. They ended up doing the show yesterday, and in the show yesterday, Anton had mentioned that the black culture was trash. He had mentioned that. The reason why he mentioned that is because he felt like some people be way too pro-black for him. So therefore, he made that statement. Now, he come back again and say, "Look, I haven't changed my stance because the black culture is trash." Then he made an interesting point too as well. He made an interesting point saying that Courtney and everybody else, they was trying to subscribe to a person color of their skin versus trying to get to know them. And also, Anton made a statement in the previous show where he was quoting Martin Luther King Jr., where he was saying that Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have a dream that we won't be judged for the contents of our skin, but for the actual character. So this is where Anton's stance is at. His stance is at the end of the day, we are human, and the culture part is really irrelevant. Courtney, on the other hand, she's saying no, culture is important for the black community. It always have been, and it always will be. So what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that at the end of the day we need to subscribe to one's culture in order to judge them? Or do y'all think we need to subscribe to one character, the way they treat themselves and other people, regardless of the color of their skin? Or could it be both ways? Is it possible to intertwine the culture with the one character? Is it possible? I'd like to welcome Miss Faith to the show. I appreciate you tuning in, ma'am. I appreciate it like always. And also Miss Watkins, she is in the house as well. I appreciate you, Miss Watkins. So let's have this conversation. Because I know for us, the black culture, this is one of the main root things of our identity. We do so much within the black culture. Our black culture, it consists of certain music. It consists of certain dialect that we have. Even consists of certain cuisines that we eat. That's part of the black culture. Even consists of how the way we wear our clothes. They call it having swag. All these different elements consist of within the black culture. So my question is it possible that we could intertwine the black culture into the characteristics of oneself? Is it possible? Now, my perspective about this is that I personally believe that you can have black culture and you can also have the characteristics where you want not only you subscribe to your culture, you want showing your culture respect, but also you can show other cultures with respect as well. Because at the end of the day, yes, we are all human. But it's very important that we honor our culture. And yeah, you said it, Miss Faith. Absolutely, Miss Watkins. We are our culture. I agree. And you said it, Miss Faith. We will always honor our culture, but ain't nothing wrong with socializing with other cultures as well. I agree to that. Because at the end of the day, not only that we black according to our race or our skin color, but we also human as well. So me personally, I don't treat nobody any different. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of this. All of us, we work. Either we work or probably work. But whenever you go to a job, it has what is known as diversity there, meaning that there are people with every race, every color, every lifestyle, every walk of life. All this is within the job. So me personally, I don't just do as we known as click up with people. Y'all know what I'm talking about that clicking up, right? Do you get with someone who's like you? Someone who's black like you? See, I learned that I can have integrity for my culture, but at the same time, I learned to judge people as well, regardless of the culture. I remember one time I was at this job and I did that thing of clicking up, and I was thinking that this person who's the same skin color as me, who's black like me, I'm thinking that we both had common things. We had the best interests for not only ourselves but also for the company as well. But come to find out that this dude didn't care nothing about the job. A matter of fact, he was going around spreading rumors and stuff, talking about the supervisors is this, supervisor that. That's because he had a discrepancy with the supervisor. So he was creating all this negative energy. All this negative energy. That by me associating with this dude, the supervisor, stuff like that, one day came up to me and saying, where we heard that you saying XYZ to the supervisor, and you causing a rumor, and this disrupting the company. It's causing insubordination with the employees. Fair enough, I told her, like, no, I know wherever that dude talking about, I don't subscribe to it. Even though I chill with him, that doesn't mean that I subscribe to what he's talking about. I don't. So I had to disassociate myself from that dude. All because his character wasn't good. All because his character wasn't good. So it didn't matter about him being black. If your character ain't good, then we can't hook up. It is that simple. But however, I have chilled with people of the other races where I chill with white people, Hispanic people, Asian people, African people, different cultures. And I learned that when I started getting to know them, there were some really good people. There were some really good people. And furthermore, I remember when we all get together, we'll get together around lunchtime, and we just have one tough conversation. We start talking about culture. We start talking about race. We start asking different questions. Like it was one dude that was Caucasian. He was from America. It was another dude who's from Europe. It was another dude that's from Africa. And we all had that conversation. We was talking about culture and race and how the way things is different. And so we was comparing and contrasting. We didn't go off on each other. We didn't say nothing anti-Semitic or anything like that. We didn't say nothing racist or anything like that. We was conversing with each other to learn from one another. And by us doing that, we had formed a relationship, a friendship. And these dudes that I still talk to them to this day. I don't work at that job no more, but I still talk to them to this day. So I believe that culture, it is important. It's important because you want to learn where you came from. You want to learn how the way people react towards each other. You want to learn all that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So there's no separation between the culture and the character. It's all one and the same. So this whole argument with Anton and Courtney, what they have to realize is that at the end of the day, it's all intertwined. It's all one and the same. And it takes for us to link up together and to learn from one another. And it's just that simple. Yeah, Miss Walker, she said, I am sensitive when I have to interact with other cultures. I just don't want to offend the other person because I wouldn't want to have my culture looked down on. I mean, yeah, I can understand that, Miss Watkins. I can understand that. Then another thing with that too is that I just learned personally that I just can't be a what to call it, a people pleaser or a cheerleader or anything like that. I just learned that I have to have my own mentality. I have to make my own decisions. If black people get offended because I'm chilling with a white man, then it's up to them. It don't have nothing to do with me. That's their reality, but it don't have nothing to do with me. That's the reality that they're living in. That also, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to chill with them unless their character is messed up, unless their character is messy. Then that's different. Then yeah, I'm not going to chill with you. The old saying, what's the old saying, Miss Faith? Birds of feather flock together, regardless if it's right or wrong. So if I'm flocking or associating myself with positive people, then that's where I want to be at. And it doesn't matter what type of bird it is. It don't matter if it's a crow, a sparrow. It doesn't matter if it's a red robin, a blue jay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Absolutely, Miss Faith. Yeah, Miss Watts, she said, I love to learn other cultures. I was on a train coming from work with my coworker, and I was teach her a dialect. You know, when I got off the train, a lady came to me and said, "Don't teach them our dialect because they speak about us in our face." I was shocked. That must be a Hispanic. Well, was that a Hispanic person, Miss Watkins? Because I know people have that mentality that people who are Hispanic or people who are Mexican, people who are part of the Latino or Latinas, any one of them, Spaniards, well, when they begin to speak their language, we become offended, thinking that they're talking about you. Even if they were talking about you, at the end of the day, it comes to a point in time where, you just have to be mature and live your life. And don't allow people to give you the energy that they want you to have. Don't allow people to give you the energy that they want you to have. Have their own energy that the Most High God given you. Carry that energy. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Money boy, it is a black culture. What you talking about, bro? It is a black culture. Everyone has a culture. Everyone. Every race has a unique culture. Or you can look at it this way, money boy. You can look at it this way. Every race has a unique code that's tailored just for them. Every race. But just because they have this unique code, that doesn't mean that they're better than anyone. It doesn't mean that unless that person give off that energy saying that. Now, if that person give off that energy, then what you're doing, you're creating a space where you acting like you're better than people. You're creating a space where your mentality is becoming more of a supremacist mentality. And no, supremacy mentality doesn't subscribe just to white people. It applies to every people. Every people, every race, every type of culture has somebody within there who have a supremacist mentality. Even the black culture. Then to top it off, this goes with the old notion or the old saying. This goes with the old notion, the old saying that black people cannot be racist because they're black. I don't agree with that at all. Anyone is capable of being racist, and anyone is capable of being or having that supremacy mentality. Anyone, no matter, it doesn't matter your color or your skin, or your race, or your culture. So my coworker was Hispanic. I kind of figured that, but the lady who came up was a Jamaican lady, but I didn't see that as a problem. Oh, Miss Walker, I actually had visit Jamaica. I visited Jamaica about a month ago for the first time. Real nice place. Very interesting. Very interesting country as well. Jamaica, real cool. So to be honest with you, I want to go back to Jamaica. May go back there again. But it was real nice there. I met a lot of interesting people there, and it was cool. And just learning about the Jamaicans' culture is pretty interesting as well. But yeah, I went there. It was pretty nice. I enjoyed Jamaica. It was real nice. I want to do like other one. I want to travel, do more traveling, where I travel, to these other one countries as well. Travel to Europe and Asia. I also want to travel to um, Africa as well. Because I want to. The reason why is because I want to just go into the actual environment of where everyone subscribed to or where they live at, just so I could get an understanding or how the way they are, and and what they go through on an everyday basis, and see if theirs is um, the same as American culture or is it different? Which I'm pretty sure they probably have a lot of some similarities. Like for example, they may have what was that? Oh, that they have a poor class, middle class, rich class. So I'm pretty sure that in every country they have a poor class, a rich class, a middle class, social classes. So I'm pretty sure that exists in every country. But I just want to go there and experience it for myself because it's different when you actually go there and actually experience one's culture versus you go by what Fox News or CNN tell you. It's way different. Yeah, it's way different. So yeah, at the end of the day, I believe that it's important for us to understand one another. It's important for us to understand one another. A lot of stuff that we deal with, just being human, could be avoided just by us making that commitment that we just want to understand one another, making that commitment that we're not better than the other person. And this is not only through the black culture. This is not only through that, but it's through everything, period, like relationships as well. It's through everything. But it takes for us to have that commitment. It takes for us individually to want to change our behavior, to want to do better. Not only for yourself, not only for your family, but for your culture and your community as well. And for the outside community as well, to other cultures. Now I know that I'm saying these things and I'm saying these things and it could be a unicorn. It could be a fairy tale. Which I get that. I get that at the end of the day we are living a certain reality. That we do have people out there who resembles these type of behaviors that I'm talking about. What these negative behaviors that I'm talking about. We have that. That's the reality. But that's because it exists. That doesn't also mean that we could take responsibility. And I just believe that that's all it takes. It just takes for us to make that commitment. For ourselves first. Yeah, Ms. Watkins, she said if we could just put those petty behavior aside, we could conquer the world. Absolutely, I agree. I agree. But at the same time, we have this crab in a barrel mentality. That also is what I agree with too. I agree with that as well too. I believe that that crab in the barrel mentality, it stems from several different avenues. It stems from jealousy. It stems from envy. It stems through being programmed or brainwashed into thinking that your brother and your sister is your competition. But in reality, they're really not. In reality, we should be working together. But if we just focus in on the end goal and how the way we can get to the end goal by ourselves, then we're never going to get there. We're never going to quote unquote get out of that bucket mentality. Yes, ma'am. I agree. I agree. So yeah, we got to deal with the root of the behavior, the root of the problem. It's very possible. I mean, it's very possible. We can do it. A matter of fact, there are so many things that we could do personally in our life. So many things. But we have to have the mentality that we want to do it. Let me give y'all an example again. All right. So many of y'all who tune in right now, many of y'all seeking any type of income or residual income or or the like. Now you'll be highly motivated to do whatever it takes for you to get to that goal that you want to achieve. Wherever the goal is. So say for example, you want to make $80,000 a year. So what you do to get there, you'll figure out a plan, you'll put a plan together. If you're really serious about it, you'll put a plan together. You'll map out different types of jobs that you are really good at, or your God-given talent, you'll incorporate that. and start working towards that because you're motivated to do that, because your mentality is motivated to do that. Then eventually you put in all that work and effort, regardless if it's good or bad, regardless if it gives you blood, sweat, and tears, you'll do it. You'll do it. Even if it takes for you getting higher education or wherever it takes, even if it takes for you to take on certain investments, you will do it. So likewise, it would be wise for us to have that same type of commitment for us, for each other. But we got to have that mentality. We got to have that mentality. If not, then we're going to continue to be where we're at right now. Yeah, Miss Walker, she said you will have a mother who has kids, right? One is a doctor and the other is trying to find himself or herself. Guess who the family gravitate towards? Yep. The one who has a potential income, high income. That's the reality of it. But at the same time, once when that person get to the place where he or she is at, then they're gonna end up start gravitate to that person too. But then again, it makes that person feel some type of way. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for support and everything from y'all, and y'all not even supporting me. So now I'm finally at the point where I'm at. And how dare y'all come to me trying to ask for handouts, trying to be cool with me when you wouldn't even help me get out of this bucket? You wouldn't. Absolutely, Miss Watkins, resentment. I agree. Yep, I agree. So what solutions can we do? What solutions can we obtain so we could, as everyone's saying, get out of this crowd out of barrel mentality for us, our culture? What goals can we accomplish to get to where we need to be at, if it's possible? Which, at the end of the day, all things is possible. We know that. Y'all know that. Even the religion that y'all subscribe to teaches you that every single day. So we know that. So my challenge to everyone that's who viewing this right now, that's my challenge. I challenge people to dig deep within themselves. I challenge y'all to dig deep and find out what can you do to bring balance to the culture, and what can you do to bring balance to people who are human. Period. What areas can you improve on? What areas that need to be changed? What areas that you already have and you are applying it? So yeah, I challenge y'all today to look deep. Now, I don't consider myself to be quote unquote religious, but however, I do believe in spirituality, and I do respect everyone's perspective according to their religious belief. I respect it. Have no problem with it. Because in my mind, at the end of the day, it all leads to the same end results. That is me personally. But even within that, there's still room for growth. There's still room for change. There's still room for evolution. It is. So regardless of how the way you feel, you are very capable of taking that step. You're very capable of meeting someone one day who's not your skin color and end up linking up with them. I also believe in what is known as divine timing or divine intervention, where I believe that the Creator or the Most High God or Jesus or whoever you call, I believe that I believe in the divine timing, and I believe in divine intuition and all that stuff. I believe that sometimes you could be at the right place at the right time at the right moment, and God will send a person right in your path for a unique situation. And sometimes that person is not going to be your same skin color. Sometimes that person is not going to subscribe to your same religious belief. They may be an atheist. But through that divine timing, if you choose it, that divine moment, that divine timing, that person could do something that could revolutionize your life. Probably something that you was praying about, praying for clarity about, seeking wisdom and understanding about, and just so happen the Most High God or God, He sent a person right at the moment when you need that clarity, when you need that quote unquote blessing. And it literally would change your life if you choose to fellowship with that person. If you choose it. Now, if you just stuck on this culture and not the character, then you probably gonna end up missing your divine appointment. You probably end up missing your divine blessing because you stuck on, oh man, I only subscribe to black people, black, and that's it. Or I only subscribe to this Caucasian people or whoever culture you just only subscribe to them and you miss out. It's very possible. Very possible. Yeah, Miss Watkins, she said generational curse has a lot to deal with. Just because my mom and dad did this mean I should do it. We have to assess the situation to see if that's what's best. And that's very interesting that you mentioned that too, Miss Watkins. That's very interesting that you want to mention that. When we I believe that when we are children, we have no other choice but to mimic the behavior of our parents. We have no other choice but to do that. We have no dog in that fight. The reason why is because we're learning and we're trying to develop ourselves. We're trying to come into our personal being. But if our parents is living a certain way, then more than likely we begin to mimic or replicate that. And this dealing with things that are either good or bad. Now, also keep in mind too, that doesn't mean that you don't have the ability to change the course or change the generation curse. You do. But once again, you have to make that commitment with yourself to do it. And also, you have to figure out what type of culture your parents are subscribing to, wherever it is. And if it's positive in your being, in your upbringing, then ain't nothing wrong with assimilating into it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But if it's creating negative behavior, then yeah, I would dismiss it. Regardless of them being, your same skin color or whatever. If it's not right, it's just not right. It's just not right. So yeah, this thing. I've been just thinking about this video that I showed y'all about with Anton. And just like I said, at the end of the day, I now understand what both of them saying. I understand what Anton's talking about, and I also understand what Courtney is talking about as well. And I believe that both of them have to learn to assimilate into it. Both of them have to learn to bring balance. In this situation, I don't think it's beneficial to have a one-sided truth about it. I believe in this situation that the truth have to be balanced, where it can help you grow as an individual, as a human, and also within your culture that you subscribe to. I mean, that's pretty much it, y'all. And that's just how I feel about it. That's just how I feel about it. So yeah, y'all. And I appreciate y'all tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow on my Facebook page if you follow me on Facebook. If you follow me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. As you see through the ticker right here, I have a huge goal that I want my YouTube channel to be up to at least about 1,000 subs by the end of this year. I believe it's possible, so that's why I put it out there. I believe it's possible. So I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all subscribing and sharing and everything. I appreciate that. Look at a couple more comments, and we're gonna say it's a wrap. Miss Georgia, she said this. Miss Watkins, she said, yes, sir. It's going to take hard work and strong determination. We need to grab more positivity than negativity. Each party has to have the truth 100%. Each side. Absolutely. I agree. And thank you. You have a great night as well. You have a great night as well. Now, once again, everybody, I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. I appreciate it a whole lot. And like I always, y'all continue to fight fate with faith. And I will see you in the next broadcast. Peace out, fam.